Hey everyone, this is Aaron with Real Realty. Today, we're gonna unpack and really discover what's a material fact.
Real Realty, let our family help yours.
So everyone, it's very important to know what a material fact is. Both if you are buying a home, you're gonna wanna know, and if you're selling a home, you're gonna wanna know. So a material fact is anything about the property that might affect its value or marketability. So a couple things to talk about with that. First of all, there is a residential property disclosure form that is required with any residential resale property in the state of North Carolina. It's called a residential property disclosure statement. And basically what that is the seller fills out this form. It's a 4-page document answering all questions about the property. It's basically your time as a seller to disclose anything to the buyer. Something to note, North Carolina is on a caveat emptor state, which means buyer beware. So the seller, they sell their property in as-is condition. So, and the seller on the residential property disclosure form can actually say no representation, no representation, no representation. Sellers have the right to not disclose any material facts. However, in the state of North Carolina, real estate agents are required to disclose all material facts to any potential buyer. So, with that said, if a seller comes on and the residential property disclosure statement says, no representation, no representation, well, that listing agent is required to tell the buyer agent or the buyers anything that they know of the property that's a material fact. That's why it's so important to make sure you get inspections done during your due diligence period. Another form that is required in the state of North Carolina is the mineral and oil rights disclosure statement. This one's one of my favorites. It has a really good story to go back with it. But essentially it is the seller telling the buyer if they know of any previous owner or if they themselves have ever sold or severed the rights of any minerals or gas or oil that may be on the property. So the reason why it's in existence, there's a huge builder who's known throughout America that bought a huge plot of land out in Texas. They built homes on it and they sold them individually just like any other builder does. But one day there was one of those homeowners after everything closed, several years later, they're digging in their backyard and they struck oil and that buyer's thinking, yes, I'm rich. Well, this particular builder unfortunately sold those rights to that oil. So they're the ones that actually got rich and that homeowner got, I guess their SOL. So that is why that form is in existence. So super important to know. Last thing I want to talk about in the disclosure section is going to be lead-based paint disclosure. Any house that's built by 1978 and older, there's a possibility of there being lead-based paint in the home. So that's another form that the seller is required to fill out and give to the buyer. So material facts, again, overall, the most important thing for you to know is a material fact is anything that affects the marketability or the pricing of a home. Hope this was helpful. If you are thinking about buying or selling, be sure to give us a call so that you're following all the legal things, but so you can have a helping hand throughout. 919-896-4574. And of course, if this was helpful, be sure to like the video. And if you have any ideas on other topics, be sure to comment below and let us know, and we'd love to help.